All right, all right, all right. What kind of a delight do we have for you guys today? Bit of YouTube gold, as usual, from Unrooted RC Workshops. Sorting out a little bit of lighting after starting the video. So, what do we have here? So this was a scratch build, and this is my version of a budget build. Now, it wasn't actually a very good budget build because many of the parts I had bought for other vehicles already, and I had to buy more parts, and I did do what I call some basic upgrades. However, in terms of Arrma parts, if you guys have an Arrma vehicle, you will have all the parts that I did this scratch build with, most of them. Now, I'll let the video do the talking because I've spent, I don't know how much of my life trying to video this build, which I found extremely challenging. I've got to be honest. Scratch building at its best is really difficult. Scratch building and worrying about trying to film it, it's the first time I've done that, so it was a challenge for me. The only part that I think I'm missing is some ball ends for the steering rods, so the front wheels flop about a bit. But I'll give you a very, very brief overview. I'm already taking too long. I wanted the video to do the talking. Even the paint is budget. It's paint that I already had in my... I just finished off a couple of paint cans, so I've done a two-tone. This vehicle I'm calling the Arrma Misfit because it is literally made up of a ton of different Arrma parts from a ton of different Arrma vehicles. You couldn't call it a Motallion or whatever else because it's got everything on there. First of all, let me just do upgrades with you guys. So if you buy an Arrma vehicle, the only things that I think you should upgrade or consider upgrading is firstly, and in this order, firstly, an alloy servo mount, alloy braces front and rear, alloy upgraded front and rear hinge pins, which this has some old GPN ones that I already had, so you know, technically still budget, and then an upgrade chassis, but actually before the upgrade chassis, an upgraded alloy steering bell crank. Those are really the only parts. They are the Achilles heel for Arrma vehicles. All Arrma vehicles, those are the Achilles heel. This one, I'll try and briefly let you know what it's got going on. So it is a Arrma short wheelbase chassis, so it will fit on a Typhon or an Outcast. It is a titanium chassis. Alloy hinge pins, one is from custom RC parts, custom RC upgrades, sorry, Lee, amazing guy, check him out, British company, really super cool guy. The rest of the alloy hinge pins are from GPM. The servo mount and the braces, all custom RC upgrades. It's got a full race bearing set through everything. As I was scratch building, I just put in a full race bearing set for everything. So you guys don't have to do that, but I've done that. Front and rear Creighton differentials and center diff from a Creighton. They are slightly more, slightly stronger. Front and rear shock towers from a Creighton. Front and rear shocks from a Creighton. A-arms from a Typhon, and wheel extenders from Fast Tracks, super cheap, Model Sports. All the rest is stock. I got a free servo. I think it's a JX China Special 25 kilo servo. Will be slow but should be torquey. I got that for free with something. The wing is from an Outcast. The wing mount is from a Italian. The wheelie bar is from an Outcast. The wheels are 2.8, 17 mil hexes. You have to ream the center to get them onto the wheel extenders a little bit. And it's a classic Arrma. It was a new can that I had with a second-hand Arrma ESC. And that this is actually a stock Arrma top brace, by the way. I've just de-anodized it. I did that some other time. I can't remember when. So that's it. Front TBR bumper for an Outcast, and that is it. It's a new little model. I'm calling it a 1/10 scale because I think it is basically the same size as a Proline Pro MT. I'm expecting the same kind of performance as a Proline Pro MT, although this model sits down a little bit sweeter, a little bit lower, which I like. I'm just getting the body right and put it on for you guys. So I'm super stoked. It's come out super nice. Super nice. So I promised you a budget build. Oh, they're GPM, old GPM wheel hexes, by the way. Sorry, wheel nuts. I promised you a budget build. That's as budget as it gets from Unrooted RC Workshops. I'll let the time-lapse, Hyperlapse do the talking. This was a lot of work, guys. A lot of work. Don't scratch build unless you really have to. Peace.